So we get to perhaps the biggest release of the year that doesn't have Star Wars in the title, but even then, probably still bigger, to be honest. Avengers Infinity War. Now, I have done a video about this over on my other channel, The Movie Evangelist, just looking at the main theme that I feel runs through the film, the theme of sacrifice. So please do go and check that out if that interests you. But the film itself, really loved it. Just yeah, astounding. I had no idea how they were going to get away with this. You know, how they were going to pull it off. All these characters. You know, there's a poster for the film out there, and it's got about 30 characters on it, all who are kind of main characters in their own movies. How do you do that? How do you take that concept, put it into a 2.5-hour movie? It's just like, there's no way. You're just not going to have enough time. But they do, man. They do such an outstanding job of it. I loved this film. I thought it was fantastic. I do think some characters maybe get a bit more shortchanged than others. I would have liked to have seen a bit more Captain America, if I'm being perfectly honest. Mainly because he's my favourite character in the MCU. But it's a small grumble, given how much gold we get with the rest of the film. The villain, Thanos. Everyone said this. I mean, I'm very late to the party when it comes to reviewing things. Everyone said this, but he is the best villain in Marvel terms, because you can kind of see it from his side. That's the thing. You can see where he's coming from. You get his motives. You get his logic, because what he's saying is logical. You just can't approve of his methods. So that puts you on his side. And ultimately, this film is his story, which kind of brings me to the ending. A lot of people are saying the ending's a bit of a cop-out. We know that anything that's been done by Thanos in this film is just going to get undone by the Time Stone. It doesn't matter. This is Thanos' story. And when you look at the very ending, when we see that final shot with Thanos, based on something he'd said previously in the film, it's like a moment of catharsis for him. And that's a strange moment, because it puts you into his perspective. It puts you in his shoes. It kind of, yeah, it puts you into his worldview, his ideology, and that to me is the best bit about the ending. So all the other stuff in the ending that people are saying, oh, it's just going to get undone, it doesn't matter, because this is Thanos. This story belongs to Thanos. The evil that he's done, the unspeakable acts that he's committed. How do you live with that? How do you reconcile that with yourself, with love, and with anything else, with any other emotion in the world? And we see it in Thanos at the end. He's quite happily reconciled it, and that gives credibility to him as a villain, to his outlook. Just that moment of catharsis. I loved that moment anyway. The rest of the film, action scenes are spectacular. The character interplay is fantastic. The way they team up certain characters that maybe haven't been teamed up before is good, because we get like 3 different teams really. We get Captain America's team, we get Iron Man's team, and then we get Thor and the Guardians of the Galaxy doing their kind of thing, with a few other little characters doing their own thing here, there and everywhere. And I just think, yeah, they make the right choices in that regard. One upset with the film, I guess, although it's not a full-on upset, because I know they're going to address it in the next film. But they've given Hulk, or Bruce Banner, this character arc. Obviously, they've had to take Hulk out of play pretty early on, because he's too powerful. If you have Hulk at his most powerful, he's too powerful. So they've had to do something that kind of steals his mojo, so to speak, at the beginning of the film, and because of that we don't really get him for the rest of the film. There's clearly a character arc going on there, in which he's going to have to overcome that kind of sense of having lost his mojo, overcome it, come back in a big way. And I'm expecting a huge showdown, quite frankly. In the 4th Avengers film, I'm expecting a huge showdown with Hulk and Thanos. But yeah, in this film, we don't really get it that much. So it's a bit disappointing in that regard. But because we get so many of the other MCU characters doing really great stuff, having really great interplay, it doesn't really matter, does it? So yeah, like I say, there's so much going on in the film. trying to fit Hulk in there as well. It'd be like a 4-hour epic if you did everything that you'd want. It's the first half of a bigger film, really. When you look at it in those terms, it really is spectacular. In the same way that Fellowship of the Ring was very satisfying. You knew it wasn't the ending, you know, even though Boromir died and this, that and the other, they were separated. You knew they were going to come back. You knew they were going to get the ring to Mordor. It's just how are they going to do it? You know, it's not about the destination, so to speak. It's about the journey. It's how you get there. And that's the same with any story, you know. Most people knew where Lord of the Rings was going because they knew the book, they knew the story. But seeing that journey unfold, that's what it's about. And for me, it's the same with this film. It does take it up a notch compared to other Marvel movies, but I still think Winter Soldier is the best, and I would still place Civil War over this. That being said, I loved it. I loved it from start to finish. It was such a joyride. I'm going to give it a 5. That's right, a 5 out of 5. I'd like to hear your thoughts. Please leave them down in the comment section below. Thank you for watching, and until next time, crack it.